Imagine a factory that was meant to start working at 9, eventually started working at 10:15, and then by 12 they had gone out for lunch, by 5 o'clock they had closed. How on earth would somebody from Nigeria, knowing the way we do our own things here, survive in that kind of environment? Understanding the environment of business and understanding the context that you work is extremely important. So this afternoon, or is it evening now, this evening we'll have that exercise where we'll look at the environment of business for microfinance banks in Nigeria. How is our environment like? What does it look like today? Can I have the microphone to go around? What's the difference of business environment and the environment of business? Let's start with that one.
Thank you. The business environment refers to the infrastructure, refers to the technology deployed and all that. But the environment of the business refers to the culture and the belief system and the kind of ethics that plays out in the business. The culture of the environment.
Of the environment that surrounds the business.
Yes.
Like the example that I just gave.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. There's someone behind him, and I think there's one hand on this side.
Yeah, for the business environment is external, while the environment of business is internal. Maybe the factors for the business environment, these are the external factors that surround the business. Whereby the internal, like this example that you gave about people coming into factory for production, and some other internal things that possibly might affect the business either positively or negatively. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Business environment could be like environment for business generally, could be any form of business, but environment of business could be for a peculiar type of business.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw the hand there.
Okay, so business environment speaks to both internal and external factors that plays out. People and even the environment itself, government policies and all that, business environment. Then the environment of business speaks specifically to the business itself, everything that goes within the business, the people and their attitude to work. Okay, I think that he used, attempting to use a different phrase, I would say it's a matter of micro and macro. You know, macro in terms of external, you look at regulatory, legal, these are external things around the business. So that is the business environment. But the environment of business will now be the immediate factors around that business. So it's micro, the micro environment.
Okay, thank you so much everyone. But you are correct, but it's the other way around. The business environment talks about your own environment and things around you, while the environment of business talks about those macro things which can affect the way the trends around your business and your industry that people need to be mindful of. And that's what we're going to be talking about now, looking at the trends around us, looking at the environment where our business environment is located.
So I think within the environment of business, there are a lot of factors that are beyond the control of the business.
So we're going into a breakout session, and this is how we'll do it. Victor, can we bring the... If you look around the room, you'll see 4 flip charts. There's one here, there's one here, there's one at the back on that side, and one at the back on this side. So this will be, that's one at the back there will be number 1, that will be number 2, this will be number 3, and this will be number 4. So we're going to pass a basket around, or we'll pass baskets around. You pick a number from that basket, and once you see the number that is there, just approach the flip chart that has that number, and I'll tell you what you will do as a group in that place. We'll give you the things to use for them. So what we're going to do is try to analyze our industry using those 5 things. Is it 5 or 6? 6. So using those 6 things that we have looked at, we'll analyze our industry and we will come back together and debrief around it. Is it simple enough? Is it simple enough? Okay, do you think it's an exciting exercise for us to do?
Yeah, cultural programs for those of us who have businesses in Ikorodu, in the southeast of Nigeria. We know there's sit at home and there's some days in the week where you can't even open your businesses. Insecurity everywhere, and knowledge gap, from both internal knowledge gap and external knowledge gap. And the people culture, we also know, is also affecting businesses when the culture you have in your organization is not well thought out and everybody doesn't buy into the culture. The business will not definitely go. Technology, the cost of technology today. Then the legal inconsistencies in regulation, mitigation against. Okay, so we have legal controls.
Law enforcement in terms of how you are able to enforce the rules or enforce documents, agreements, and the like that you have under that legal, under technology, cyber security issues, high cost of technology, scarcity of skilled professionals, under societal issues, we have insecurity, migration, both rural, urban, and urban to international.
We will start from political, and it is important for us to understand the fact that a lot of things happen from the political atmosphere in this country that are affecting the way our industry is actually performing. And we look at some policy from the regulators as well that are not in favor of our industry. We look at how it's easy for our regulators to implement what is convenient and how it's difficult for them to change what will drive the cost of our business forward. For instance, the limit of micro lendings a month in form of volume has not been changed for God knows how many months now. They want us to be disbursing 100,000, 200,000 to people where individual will just took the same amount to supermarket and they will just come back home with just a pieces of items. And if you disburse more than this, it becomes a case that they need to sanction you on. These are political policies and policies around our business that doesn't allow us to progress. And at the leadership of the lands, we also take care of this and ensure that we force the change in our regulatory framework.
A business that persists in ignoring its larger environment does that at its own peril. In other words, ignoring PESU is a fundamental error by any MFB. For you not to analyze, not to carry out PESU environment, PESU analysis is a fundamental flaw. And so, in addition to what Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3 have said, we in Group 4 are wrapping it up. Group 1 are wrapping it up by saying that under political government policy, which has somewhat in very recent times been somersaulting in nature. I give you a typical example, the increase in minimum wage. How are the MFBs going to respond? How many MFBs will be able to increase staff salary? That is immediately an increase in operational cost.
We're just warming up. Tomorrow promises to be better, and you will not be disappointed. Mr. Bola has a few announcements for us.
Okay, thank you everyone. Tomorrow morning by 6:15, kindly join us at the field stadium. I'm sure everybody is there with his kits, sport kits. It's part of the thing that we need. Our hotel is there, and the front there is a stadium there. Kindly join us by 6:15. Before 6:45, we're going to round up. We want to do aerobics, light exercise, in order for us to keep fit.
Why are you here? After today, we may not be privileged to have President Josh to join us for any major event again. He was with us 2 years ago, he was with us last year, and he is with us today. We need to thank him for that.